Hi, Armoured Pants here, and I have another video for you in the French line. This is the French Premium, the Tier 8 FMC 50t. And as always, I have a complete guide for you, starting with the tech spec, looking at that in blitzhanger.com. Now, let me say that I think that this is a great premium tank, and I think it's a great medium tank. It has a credit coefficient of 173%, which is great for a Tier 8. And it is a medium tank with some armour, so therefore, unlike other French mediums, it plays a little bit more like a German medium in that you have that bit of frontal armour that will bounce some shots for you, unlike many of the French mediums where you have absolutely no armour whatsoever. Now the tank has a very good gun, 90mm gun. It has a slower reload than the CDC at 6 seconds, but because it has that extra bit of armour, I think that we can accept that. It's fast as well, again not as fast as the CDC. I mentioned the CDC because I guess it's a direct comparison. It does 51 kilometers per hour, but it is agile, mobile, and gets around the map really well. It has this armor plate in the front, plus it has the gun mantle, which takes up a lot of the turret, so therefore you're going to get some bounces. The traverse is slow, so move the tracks to reduce that, just something to keep in mind. You can reduce the traverse speed significantly, but you can see here that you can get some really good armor angles on this tank. It is unlike the other French tanks like the CDC, like the Lorraine, etc. It will bounce shots for you. You can get some really good relative armor angles on it. Not at the back, of course, on the sides, but when flat on, but you can create some angles for sure to get some bounces. Now you'll see there's big tracks and they're quite exposed, so run 2 repair kits. You do not want to get caught out in the open. You know I always run 2 repair kits, and the tank is fast and agile, so I don't think you need the accelerator anyway. But that's just my own opinion, but I don't think you do need it. But of course, feel free to disagree with me. You can see that at front on, particularly if you're top tier, you will bounce some shots. In terms of tactics, peekaboons, not bad, hit and run, long range sniping. Circle of death, it says not recommended, but you'll see in the game I circle of death twice. And in a 1v1 brawl, I think it's also good because the tank is agile, mobile, good reload, good gun, and it can really hold its own in a brawl. And in a circle of death situation, you're going to see 2, as I said, in the game we're going to show you, which is a mastery game, and the tank certainly circles of death very well. So I could definitely recommend that. I think let's just recap here. Gun 90mm, muzzle velocity up to 1300 meters per second using supercharge, which is really good and will deliver damage over distance. Now let's have a look at the gameplay. It's a dead rail, and I am going to go to C here. I'm going to support C. I'm also going to see if I can spot and scout. Now I am up tiered here, so there's a few tier 9s in this, so you're going to see how the tank can handle even when up tiered. So I'm going to C, I'm going to cap C. I'm going to do so from safety. I'm going to do so behind this rock formation, because I want to keep in cover. I want to conserve my hit points, and then be able to come out and do some damage down around B or behind the enemy. So utilising the tank's speed. Now as I come down, I'm going to go towards B, and I actually see there's an IS here which is somewhat isolated, so I'm going to see if I can come in and do some damage on him. You can see here the bounce I get on him, and this is what I'm saying. You will get bounces on this tank if you create angles as I did here. So we create an angle at the front, at the apex of the front and the side where the armour is tough, and I get a nice bounce off that IS, and that's something that you wouldn't do in another French medium tank like the Lorraine or like the CDC. Now I can come in and I can circle a death the IS using my superior speed, agility, and faster reload. You can see a nice 400 bounce there, and that's really something a bit special, and that's why I say this tank is more like a German medium in how it handles than a French medium, because generally the French mediums don't have any armour. Now, the IS-3 is of course a tough competitor, but I'm able to get around him, use the superior speed. Now he's a bit lucky there that he has this rail car in front of him, so I can't 360 him. But nonetheless, I'm able to hold my own and clear him with some help from my friends. You can see the problem in the circle of death here is not so much the agility of this tank. It gets around really well. The problem I have is that I can't get around him fully because of the rail car. So I know that I'm gonna have to take some hits here. But nonetheless, the agility of the tank allows me to get around fairly well. And you'll see actually later on there's a better example of this tank circling of death in the same game, because in that circle of death there is no blockage of me stopping me going around the full 360 of the target tank. So but again, you can see the tank is agile, it is maneuverable, plays really well, and the fast reload allows you to get around. But I think, you know, losing just over 300 hit points to clear an IS-3 is not a bad exchange at all. Now I'm looking on here, I'm trying to get around behind again. I'm able to clear that Leo, the Leo PTA. So this is nice. Now this is what you don't want. You do not want to be facing on to Jagdtiger like that. That's not what this tank is about. Even though you have a bit of frontal armor, that is not what you want to do. This is more what you want to do. This is again circle of death. As I said, this is a better example because there is no obstacles. I can get around full 360 on the target, which is the Jagdtiger 8.8 here, and just get around behind him, block him from reversing, and I'm able to clear him as well. That's 2 targets cleared. And you know, I didn't clear all of his hit points, of course, but when you're circling death a tank, as we did with the IS-3, as we're doing with the Jagdtiger here, you are taking all of their attention. So they're not focusing on your allies, they're not focusing on who else might be targeting them, and you see that allowed the ISU to come in and to do significant damage on the IS-3, and he's doing significant damage here in the Jagdtiger. So circle of death, it doesn't always have to be you that clears the entire hit point pool of the enemy tank. You are a team, and if you're circling death, taking attention away from your teammates, letting them come in and do some damage, then you are doing your job, and doing your job very well. And myself and the ISU did a very good job there, and we teamed up quite well. Now I'm going to use the tank's agility. I'm going to use that good gun again. You can see how accurate the gun is. You know, it's very reliable. I fluffed that shot, of course. That's more down to me than the gun. And then I come across it again, and I'm coming in behind. Put a nice shot in here on the T-54 E1. Clear him. I'm going in sort of semicircle of death here on the IS-8, and allow my ally in the object to come across and do some damage. The object 704. Sorry, it was the object 704 that I was teaming up with, not the ISU, as I said earlier, so forgive me that small mistake. So there you go, a mastery badge. Mastery badge, only 2.4k of damage, 4 kills. You saw that the object did significantly more damage. But why did I get it? Well, firstly, spotting. I spotted up a lot of the enemies, you can see. I also did a lot of contributory damage, and of course also capping C. And as we always say, the badges, mastery badges, are about XP, not just about doing damage. And of course the 2 extra medals there, including the top gun, also contributed towards that. But you can see there in XP I did almost over 1.25k of XP, and that's what delivered the mastery badge, even though the object did more damage. So here we are. Let's have a quick recap. I believe this is a fantastic medium tank. It's just my opinion, but I really like it, and it does play more like a German than a French one. Credit coefficient at 173%. So as a premium tank, this is what you want to see. You want to see it earning credits for you, right? It's super fast, it's beautifully agile. You saw there, it gets around the map. It's really handles well. It's perfect also for spotting. Scouting values will come, and you saw I spotted up a huge amount of the enemy in that game. Also, it's a long-range sniping master. That 1300 meters per second muzzle velocity is amazing. Watch this reverse. It's not that fast, so move the tracks to reduce that. But you see in circle of death though, it's pretty good. It can be a circle of death master for you. And you know, as you're moving around the target, the traverse speed comes into line for you quite well. Fast reload, 6 seconds, does very well. You can put in a lot of damage per minute in this tank. And keep moving in this tank, you know, stopping is dropping. This is an agile tank, so make sure you're agile. Move around the map as I did there, moving from C to B and then to A. You are a big target though. It is large for medium tank, so just be aware of that. Try to keep in cover and keep yourself out of trouble, especially when reloading. So cheers, Mush. Thanks for watching, and I guess all that remains for me to say is pants off.